In a pleasant wooded valley lived a huntsman tall and able. He relied on skill and cunning for the food upon his table. He would walk the forest shadows with his little son in tow, teaching him the archer's art and all that he should know. Keep your eye clear and keen like a falcon on the wing. Keep your heart strong and steady like your hand upon the string. Never bow to a tyrant while your people are laid low, for the highest head may fall to the man who wields a bow. In the valley there was freedom and a man was left to living, but as year gave way to year the ruling men grew less forgiving. On a day as black as death a governor to rule them came, turning landsmen into slaves, and Gessler was his name. In the center of the village Gessler set a lofty pillar, and he ordered every subject, be he serf or be he miller, to do homage to the hat that Gessler placed atop the pole, or to forfeit to the crown his life if not his soul. But the huntsman William Tell came into town the morning after. William heard of Gessler's order and could only roar with laughter. Honest men should hold a rank above a petty autocrat. I would never bow to him, I'll not bow to his hat. Keep your eye clear and keen like a falcon on the wing. Keep your heart strong and steady like your hand upon the string. Never bow to a tyrant while your people are laid low, for the highest head may fall to the man who wields a bow. Gessler's soldiers seized the huntsman and his little son for treason, but the people of the village cried for mercy and for reason. Gessler stays the execution, but a cruel test contrives. Prove to me your skill, and you may ransom back your lives. I have heard it said you have no peer with longbow and with arrow, that your shaft can find the quickest hare and fell the smallest sparrow. On the head of your young son I'll place an apple ripe and red. Split it with one shot, or at my word you both are dead. William Tell went to his son and said, I swear I will not hurt you. Courage will not bow to fear, nor shall this evil conquer virtue. Turn your face towards our home and stand as still as any tree. I will split the apple, we shall soon be home and free. Keep your eye clear and keen like a falcon on the wing. Keep your heart strong and steady like your hand upon the string. Never bow to a tyrant while your people are laid low, for the highest head may fall to the man who wields a bow. Every tongue was still and silent as the archer paced the distance. Gessler's soldiers lined the square and there was no hope of resistance. William knocked a single arrow, put his shoulders back and drew. Then the arrow sang and split the apple clean in two. All at once the crowd erupted into cheers and into chatter, and a second arrow fell from William's quiver with a clatter. Gessler said, why hold two arrows when I bid you shoot but one? That one would have found your heart if I had shot my son. Take the archer now and hang him, Gessler to his men was crying. But before the soldiers moved, the archer and his son were flying. From the shelter of the wood, the hunter loosed a final dart. Gessler died with William's arrow buried in his heart. Keep your eye clear and keen like a falcon on the wing. Keep your heart strong and steady like your hand upon the string. Never bow to a tyrant while your people are laid low, for the highest head may fall to the man who wields a bow. Keep your eye clear and keen like a falcon on the wing. Keep your heart strong and steady like your hand upon the string. Never bow to a tyrant while your people are laid low. For the highest head may fall to the man who wields a bow.
Swishy streams, all that content is bursting the seams. Politics, gaming, and plenty more. Your sense of fashion, you'll adore. So grab your stuff and hop aboard. We're going straight to Jack's Discord. Riverboat Jack, 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 Riverboat Jack. That's what I'm talking about. First time singing the songs for Riverboat Jack. Shout out. I don't know what I'm doing really, but I got passion. And that's what it's about. It's all about passion. Swishy streams, all that content is bursting the seams. Politics, gaming, and plenty more. Your sense of fashion, you'll adore. So grab your stuff and hop aboard. We're going straight to Jack's Discord. Riverboat Jack, 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 Riverboat Jack,
Hello, everyone. How we all doing today? Hello, Blueberry Bumblebee. Hello, Hammock. Hello, Dustin the Damned. Hello, Deadpan Leftist. Almost said that name. Hello, Banana Brains. Hello, Selena Mary. Hello, Gwenifer Forever. Hello, Failsafe. Hello, Alan Eris Dresner. Hello, Amare Turar. I'm sorry, Amaretto Rar. There we go. Hello, Joseph Satoke. Hello, Mas. Hello. And yes, my hair very floofy today. Y'all forget when I have it tied back so often. Hello, Horizon. Hello, Mr. Malachite. Hello, PC Schwarz. Hello, Miss Evelyn. Hello, Jobertus Maximus. Hello, Soup Jack Guy. Hello, Fox of Fate. Hello, Turtle Choom. Hello, Underground Uncle. It is one of my favorite shades of green as well. I like it a lot. I also have like this cable knit sweater that's been out of commission for a while that I really love. It's also in this green. Hello, Black Rose PCS. Hello, the Max Left. Hello, Salmon Moose. I think you got 2 that time. Oh, that's on me.
How can we all have died at the same time?
Hello, Ulersoth. Hello, Spider Pickle. Hello, Val Draper. Miserable day to be an American. Most miserable day to be an American so far. Went to a 50-51 today. Hell yeah, that's what I like to see. Electra, hello. Hello, Firecrafted Gaming. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Sweet Blasphemy. How we all doing, folks? Yes, it is a late night stream. We're going to be talking about, of course, the State of the Union address, because, well, okay, so this is something that confused me a little bit. It's not technically a State of the Union address. It's an address to the the joint session of Congress. So it's not a State of the Union, but it's being delivered as one. It's very strange, very bizarre. Talking with an organizer on Thursday to help me unionize my workplace. Fuck yeah, failsafe. It's been really incredible to watch so many people in this community like step out and actually, you know, talk and like actually walk the walk, I guess. A lot of people in this community have really been stepping up, and it's really, really cool to see. I got a message the other day, and now it's kind of turned into like almost an everyday thing of getting messages from you guys telling me that like, you know, you stepped outside of your comfort zones and you're like starting to get out there and get more active in protesting, and that it it actually helps you to feel better on a personal level. But I also am just here to tell you it also makes a difference on like a wider scale political level that you guys get out there and do stuff. Um has the Senate voted on Medicaid yet? No. Why keep asking me? Uh, you got Google, but also the House hasn't even finished like figuring out Medicaid cuts yet. That was it was the first blow was just that they got enough votes to move it forward in the process, but like it's still got a ways to go through the reconciliation process before the Senate votes on it. I can't protest, but I do yell politely at my reps on phone calls every day. Excellent work, Electra. You're going to pick up your postcards tomorrow? Fuck yeah, Mr. Malachite. Unironically, it helps me to feel better to know that you guys are going out there and doing your parts too. You know, like that helps me to feel like you know, I'm helping too. I attended a local Dem group meeting tonight. It was full of old people and libs who are pissed and ready to act. Yeah, it is really cool to see local Dems just pissed the fuck off in ways that is not making its way up to the leadership yet, but I do think there will be a reckoning for the inaction in time. Hey, Paladin Lost. I'm doing. Yesterday, I my brain was broken. That's why I didn't stream. Yeah, yesterday my brain was broken just looking at the news, and it's, you know, if you feel that way, it's not just you guys. It's definitely just the aggregate of everything really sucks. Yeah. Any chance you could turn up your volume? I did turn up my volume last time. I mean, how's this? I turned it up a little bit. Does that sound good? Jesus Christ. How about this? Is this fine? Like, part of the reason I have it
kind of low is so that like it could you make the rest too loud? Oh. Okay. How about this? That is very loud? Okay. Yeah, I have it I have it turned down so that there isn't any audio hiss. Is there audio hiss now? Maybe a tad loud. Okay, how's this? No hiss? Cool.
Breaking the seal. Arf 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 bonk.
Savin Moose, thank you for the 5 tier 1 subs, and I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the show. This is much better? Excellent. I have tinnitus, so I can't hear any hissing. Ah, so the solution is just to give all of you tinnitus, and then no one will notice. There's a sleepy 3-year-old singing to a cat beside me. Aw, that's really nice. Also, it will depend how this turns out in the VOD, because if the VOD has hissing, then like I gotta mess with the audio further. Looking lovely, thank you. I threw this on a few minutes before stream. Good evening, Casey. Ah, God. So, folks, it has been a hot minute since I streamed. Sorry about that. Again, yesterday my brain broke, and I just needed to lay in bed and not do anything. Um, and yeah, so just as an FYI, guys, it's okay for your brains to break every now and then, because how could anyone not? You know. And sometimes self-care is stuff that's hard to do, like going out and running or exercising or making sure you eat right. You know, like self-care takes work. Um yeah. Last week was just hard. I got into it with my dad, as many of you know, and also had to delete all of the stuff on Twitch, which sucked just on a personal level to an extreme degree. So, yeah. If self-care were easy, we wouldn't need to work on it. True, Blueberry Bumblebee. That's why I'm glad I went protesting. I would have had a major crash out today otherwise, especially with the news from Iowa and Texas festering in my head. Yeah. Yeah. Was it about before? What happened in Texas? Ugh. What didn't happen in Texas? My med prescriber was just telling me not to watch the news. It seems like bad advice. Where did you have to delete things on Twitch? I had to delete them from the highlights. Everything I've highlit over the past, 5-6 years had to be deleted. So that I could continue to make new highlights. because they imposed an arbitrary 100-hour limit on highlight time. So I had to delete, 1,400 plus hours of video and content. Yeah, Val Draper. We've had a lot of trans folks fleeing Texas and coming to Minnesota, and Minnesota is just a good place to be if you're a trans person. What is Jeff planning? Uh, Jeff? Jeff Computers? I know him. Well, shall we begin? Yeah, Hammock, it's dog shit. It's bullshit. I'm in the market for a good outboard. If anyone has recommendations, where were you able to transfer some of your Twitch highlights to YouTube? Well, so low Casey, you can like set them up to export to YouTube, but you need to do each one individually. And that can be difficult to do, depending on how many highlights you have. Okay. Let's jump into it, huh? Once more unto the breach, my friends. You should. So, let's get into this. So, folks, we live in a time of just lawlessness, evil, generally bad things holding sway over our lands. And, I think I can think of really no better on the nose event that actually happened as a microcosm of what's going on in this country than what took place earlier today, actually. Reported on by The Guardian, U.S. Supreme Court weakens rules on discharge of raw sewage into water supplies. Yeah. And basically, it destroys the ability of the EPA to set broad guidelines for what constitutes a clean water source, fresh water source. And so, now the EPA has to give specific recommendations for every single fresh water source. I don't really know how to like go on talking about this one. It's they literally are making it legal again to dump shit into your water. Like I don't like it's not even like this is beyond the scope of like a Captain Planet villain that's like cackling about like, putting 10 new factories in. Like they're literally cackling about like putting poop in the water. I don't know, like it's yeah. The Republican supermajority court ruled on Tuesday that the Environmental Protection Agency cannot employ generic water broad focused pollution discharge limits to Clean Water Act permit holders and must provide specific limitations to pollution permittees. Basically, you have to give us specific limits, and those limits can also be challenged in court. Like, that's the entire purpose of this, is to allow companies to en masse sue the EPA. Death by a million paper cuts, you know? This is no, LB, this isn't a bit. They're literally trying to make it easier to put actual literal shit in your drinking water. Yeah. In a 5-4 ruling written by Justice Samuel Alito, the court blocked the EPA from issuing permits that make a permittee responsible for surface water quality, or end result permits, a new term coined by the court. The agency has adequate tools to obtain needed information from permittees without resorting to end result requirements. Basically, what they were doing before was saying, hey, we're going to test this water, and if this water is above levels, you know you're going to be in trouble, mister. And now instead, it instead it's just you have to issue guidance to each company and then just kind of like test internally to those companies in order to make sure they're not putting too much shit in the water. It's insane. How can anyone be okay with this? It's money. These companies that are dumping this waste into our drinking water make money by doing so because it costs them money to dispose of it properly, you know? Like, they're literally asking you, they're literally saying, we're going to piss on you and you're going to act like it's raining. This is the literal version of that, you know? And yeah, this is if any of you remember, right? If any of you remember back several months ago when the Supreme Court overturned the Chevron doctrine, this is kind of a knock on of that, because they overturned Chevron doctrine, which prevented, basically is what um it's what allowed these government organizations to do government organizing stuff. It's what allowed them to do what they do. And now, because Chevron has been overturned, companies are able to swarm in and sue the government to stop them from being able to regulate different industries. And some of those industries include being able to have drinkable water, you know? It's really bad. So I don't even know where we go with this, but like, we need to start treating this like the threat it is, you know? Like, too many people are just being like, "Oh, it's business as usual," while a 25% tariff goes on our biggest allies in the world, Mexico and Canada, for no reason. And we know it's for no reason because he's said nothing that either of them could have done would change this. There are no demands. It's not a negotiating tactic. It is simply a way to fuck us, working class people. It's a way to impose a flat tax that will benefit the wealthy at the expense of the worker. That's it. That's all that's happening here. And what they're doing is selling out every aspect of our government in order to make a quick buck. We're being looted for parts. It's like someone coming in and, like, I don't know, stealing organs from a patient that went in to get their appendix out. It's It's an ongoing looting in progress. From a million different directions too. And like it's something that they are continuously doubling down on. You know, like this is a lot of people assumed it was a joke, and now Donald Trump has just doubled, tripled, quadrupled down on this. And I think people need to understand this isn't like a fun thought exercise. This isn't like a really interesting point that he's making, a really nuanced opinion that you can, debate to death. Like, no, this is the president of the United States threatening Canada with war. That's what this is. Every one of these little comments is saying we are going to invade you and annex you. And Democrats still aren't understanding what's happening. It is absolutely disgusting. You know, like I don't know how anyone can view this type of betrayal of the United States' ideals or the bond of fellowship that has existed between, the United States, Canada, and Mexico for literally longer than most people have been alive on this planet. And like they're like, "Oh yeah, we should piss them off. We should try and fight them." Why? There's nothing to be gained here. He calls Justin Trudeau the governor of Canada and threatens war on a whim for no reason, for no benefit whatsoever. This is not strength, it is weakness of the highest order. A weakness born of madness. The king has no clothes. Well, that's the other thing. I think that a lot of Democrats at this point do understand, at least in part, what's happening. I just think that you're right, they don't care. They don't care, Tattoo Fairy. They don't care. But I also think that of the ones that don't care, I don't think they realize how this winds back up on their doorstep. You know, like I think that their ability to check out like either out of willful ignorance or outright malice, I don't know and I don't really care. Um they don't seem to realize that if people get riled up and people start dying and people start missing their social security checks, like there's going to be blood in the streets, and that blood is going to be like, well, people will know who's responsible, I guess. And I'm not saying that that's a good thing or that we should encourage that or that anything like that. But what I am saying is that historically, this is how violent revolution happens. You know, when you've got your grandma dying in the gutter because she got kicked out of her nursing home because social security payments stopped. That's the kind of thing like people will fight and die for. You know? And so of the Democrats who've like checked out or think that like it's just going to be business as usual, like I don't think that really I don't think that really, I don't think that flies. I don't think it's going to be business as usual, you know? And I think increasingly as we go forward into the current timeline we're in, it's going to be increasingly not business as usual in a way that is more and more difficult to ignore and pretend like it's just business as usual. I think that like whereas last time during the Trump administration we got like the pink hat protest, the pussy hats. I think this time people are going to be much more serious, much more committed, and much more angry. Like, the rage that is brewing in America right now is really difficult to encapsulate with just my words. But, like, one thing I'll note is that Indivisible was an organization that was relatively small and unheard of prior to all this. And in the past 4 days of March, they've had like 30 or 40 new chapters open up across the country, and that's in 4 days. That's how angry people are. People are getting together all over this country to talk about how they can organize, what they can do, and, like, they're going out there and doing stuff. And I know that they're going out there and doing stuff because I've seen the videos. I've watched Indivisible's weekly, touchstones where they talk about how things are progressing. And I've been paying attention to all of you. So many of you have talked about attending Indivisible protests and how it's helped you and made you feel better. And, like, I think that that should be combined with your local Democratic Party, because one of the things we are going to need to do when all of this is said and done is we're going to need to oust the Democratic Party. Yeah, you guys all know. I've been talking for a while. You need to join your DSA, and you need to, like, radicalize your local Dems to, oust your, establishment senators and representatives. Because that's, like, one of the only ways we survive post whatever the hell coup this is. We need stronger and better leadership that's actually willing to do the work and walk the walk. And, like, we have people in this community who have been at work in their local Democratic chapters and helped make that change possible. And we need everyone involved in this protest effort to do the same. Because if all of us got involved, those establishment ghouls have nothing. They just coast along. That's all they do. And then they try and pull levers in their machine to rig their games, and if enough of us join, there aren't enough levers in the world to rig the game. So, organize outside the Democratic Party and get people to swarm the insides of the Democratic Party. Choke the bastards out of their own orgs. Dragonfly, you're restructuring the local Dems in your entire region now? Fuck yeah. Yeah, Bastion, I wasn't. We're gonna watch the State of the Union speech. Don't you guys worry. You'll see how unimpressed I was. Um, on a slightly lighter note, just as kind of like a general roundup of, man, our enemies really are stupid. Here's JD Vance responding to a user titled named JD Vance was a DEI admit to Yale Law. What an interesting username there. Look at that. Vance family moved to undisclosed location. Blah 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 blah. These people are such idiots. Had a great time during our weekend in Vermont. We barely noticed the protesters, and almost everyone we met was kind and generous, and Vermont is beautiful. This headline about being moved into an undisclosed location is that we moved our hotel so the kids could have more privacy. We didn't disclose it because the Secret Service doesn't like when we advertise my location. A real man would force the Secret Service to post his kids' weekend address on the internet, said Jeff Computers, a very smart and well-adjusted human being. JD Vance literally quote tweeted uh uh and quoted a shit posting account named Jeff Computers. And I just have to let you know, if one of the things you find really daunting is going out and like, protesting in a direct way, one of the things you absolutely can be doing is shit posting. Okay? Like, get good at shit posting. Have like multiple accounts shit posting 24/7, all right? Cuz I got to tell you, these people are fragile as hell. These people are fragile as hell. We've got Elon Musk responding to shit posts. We've got JD Vance responding to shit posts. Like, guys, shit post for good. I see you guys snarking in here. Start snarking on your 10 accounts on Twitter, okay? If it's all overrun with bots anyway. Not saying you should bot. I'm just saying you should have multiple accounts for multiple purposes, like a normal person would. Monica G, thank you for the 5 gifted tier 1 subs. I very, very much appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just gonna mute the recurring dings, but thank you very, very much. Yeah, one thing that fascist, power brokers really, really cannot stand, it's people making fun of them. Print off flyers and start posting them around your town. I was talking about this with my partner earlier today, and she quite correctly pointed out that there's a long and storied history of shit posting actually fueling revolutionary thought and ideas and movements. A really good example is actually from the French Revolution, where pamphleteers would, for the first time, thanks to like the printing press being widely available, people started making pamphlets about, attacking the monarchy of France, and just putting those out there. Like, you had pamphlets also against Catherine the Great. Catherine the Great, like, famously was rumored to have had relations with horses, and a lot of that was spread around by pamphleteers, shit posters of their time. And what I'm gonna say is that, like, go nuts. Undermine the legitimacy of this administration by hook or by crook. Do what you gotta do, Get out there and shit post for the cause, is what I'm saying. All right? Get out there. Shit posting, what is shit posting? Yet the modern day pamphleteers who, spurred on the revolutions in countries around the world. Get out there and embrace the roots of your hobby and profession. All right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, troll for good and not evil. Exactly. Tonight's look. Also, you'll never have anything even approaching how good of like a shit posting environment this is. All right, are you kidding me? So many people are angry about what's happening. So many people are like, artistically motivated. So many people are like receptive to ideas mocking the authority of the president. I Yeah, like, also, and I'm gonna be honest here with you guys. When it comes to this, they have poured billions of dollars. These people who are trying to buy America right now, they've poured billions of dollars into devices that can literally fabricate text and images and audio. And I'm just saying, uh, that's a double-edged sword for them. I'm just saying, if you need to like create a lot of shit posts in a relatively short amount of time, um, that would be one way to do it. Yeah, you can turn it back on them. Oh, make videos of Trump telling the truth. That'd be so fucking good. That's actually an amazing idea, Sam Moose. Someone should do that. Like an AI video of Donald Trump saying how much he's screwing over senior citizens by fucking with Social Security, the Social Security Administration. This is probably what I'm describing to you guys is maybe the only ethical use of AI, and that is to undermine the very people who would force it down our throats. Okay? Is it ethical to knowingly spread fake news like that? Um, Genuinely, I think it's I think it's less ethical to harm senior citizens like that. I am willing to use any and all means at my disposal, within the law, to make sure that people know exactly how many grandpas and grandmas this guy is trying to kill. Also, if you're having Donald Trump say the truth about what his policies are going to do, if anything, that's more ethical than anything else. So, with that being said, let's just take a look here. Um, One of the stories over the weekend was, pushed around. This was from Comic Sans. I think an outlet that George Takei started, or just really likes posting all the time. I'm not really sure what George Takei's relationship with Comic Sans is, but that being said, it posts a lot of lib stuff. This one, Tommy Tuberville dragged after claiming girls' high school teams are made up of totally boys. And the issue here is that a lot of folks are like, oh man, Tommy Tuberville is just stupid. And like, that may be true, right? Or, well, let me back up. A lot of people, as accurately noted by Casey Explosion on Twitter,